The Social Security Administration just announced how big your raise is going to be with your Social Security check with the cost of living adjustment to Social Security benefits in 2026. The increase is 2.8%. So let's put that into context and see what that means for you. Now, 71 million Americans get Social Security payments and 7.5 million Americans receive Supplemental Security Income or SSI benefits. And so all of these people will see a 2.8% raise to their Social Security checks in 2026. That is an average of $56 more per month or $672 for the year. Cost of living adjustment is shortened to COLA, and I'll be referring to it as COLA instead of cost of living adjustment moving forward in this video. Another fun fact for those of you who are not taking Social Security benefits yet is that the COLA still applies to you. So your future benefits when you decide to take Social Security got a little bump as well. Social Security begins notifying people about their new benefit amount by mail starting in early December. Those of you who have a My Social Security account can view your COLA notice online, which is easier and faster than receiving it as a letter in the mail. You can set up text or email alerts as well when new messages like your COLA notice are available to you in your My Social Security account. You will need to have a personal My Social Security account by November 19th to see your COLA notice online. If you do not have one of these accounts set up, I highly recommend it. I have a step-by-step tutorial on how to get one in a video that looks like this, and I'll have a link to that in the description of this video. If you are a regular Social Security beneficiary, then you will see the 2.8% increase beginning in January 2026. If you are on Supplemental Security Income, again SSI, your increased payments will begin on December 31st, 2025. SSI is for adults and children who have little or no income and little or no resources and a disability, blindness, or are age 65 or older. Some people receive both Social Security and SSI benefits. Now, how does the 2.8% increase compare with historical increases and, more importantly, increases to the rest of your expenses? Well, since 1975, the average is about 3.8%, but that's not the best time frame to use because it was all over the place in the 70s and 80s. Over the past decade, the average increase is 3.1%, and over the last 5 years, it is at about 4.6%. 2021 and 2022 were very large COLA increases coming off of those COVID years. If you've ever been curious as to how the COLA is calculated, well, I'll tell you. COLA is calculated using increases to what is called the Consumer Price Index for Urban Wage Earners and Clerical Workers, or CPIW, from the third quarter, so from July through September of the prior year, what would be 2024, to the same third quarter of the current year, so 2025. CPIW is a measure of the average change over time in the prices paid by urban wage earners. I don't know if you want to know all of this, but an urban wage earner is defined as a member of a household where more than half of the income comes from a clerical or wage occupation, and at least one member of the household has worked for at least 37 weeks in the previous year. This basket includes very specific items like apples and men's shirts, airline fares, as well as a combination of items like fruits and vegetables, food at home, food and beverages, and others. I don't know if that helps or hurts, but they are basically looking at how expensive it is to purchase this basket of goods that they have determined to analyze, and how the cost of that basket has changed over the past year. It's not exactly the same as the inflation number, but if thinking of it as inflation helps, then so be it. A few other numbers that are important with Social Security updates in 2026. There is a maximum amount of earnings subject to Social Security tax through your paycheck or your own pay if you are self-employed. In 2025, it was $176,100, and in 2026, it is increasing to $184,500. What this means is that if you made $184,500 in 2025 or more, there was that difference of about $8,400 or more where you didn't have Social Security taxes anymore. In 2026, that extra $8,400 is now subject to Social Security tax. That is a 4.8% increase, so they are taxing a bit more income for those making around those levels. In other videos, we've talked about different ways that the government can shore up the Social Security Trust Fund for longer. A lot of scary headlines warn everyone that Social Security is running out by 2033 or 2034 or 2035. First off, these projections don't put the fund at zero in the sense that nobody gets Social Security anymore if, and that is a big if no changes are made, Social Security benefits are projected to decrease sometime in the next 8 to 10 years due to fewer dollars coming in, think taxes, than dollars paying out, think Social Security checks. That means that with current projections, if they do nothing, the fund will pay out at between 77 and 81% in 2033, not zero. So it isn't running out completely, and again, this is if they do nothing. But they are doing some things. Raising this maximum earnings figure is doing something. It is one of the many levers that they can pull to secure that Social Security trust fund. And this is an interesting one because watch what is happening here. They are saying that those on Social Security, meaning mainly seniors, are experiencing a 2.8% inflation rate that will be helped with through the COLA. For everyone else still working, that bump from $176,100 to $184,500 is a 4.8%, call it tax inflation. So by these measures, they are saying, but not really saying, that you, as a senior taking Social Security benefits, are experiencing inflation at about 2.8%, while everyone else working and receiving wages and not on Social Security is experiencing inflation at about a 4.8%. It's subtle, but a sneaky way to make up some, but not all, of the deficit in that Social Security trust fund. So again, for those worried about Social Security running out, just know that they have very visible levers that they can pull, like raising the full retirement age, and then they have less visible ways, like a difference in the workers' taxable maximum and the COLA. Now here's the problem in my mind. Social Security was never meant to be the sole income for retirees. It was supposed to supplement your retirement. They have not made the 2026 Medicare Part B premiums, deductible, and IRMAA figures public or official quite yet. Those should be released soon, and they are projected to increase at a higher percentage than the Social Security COLA, meaning that for those of you on Social Security and Medicare, part of your Social Security COLA increase is going to be cannibalized by your increased Medicare premiums. The projections are looking at between an 11 and a 12% increase to Medicare premiums. So you got a 2.8% increase in your Social Security income and an 11% increase in your Medicare expenses. This isn't uncommon, and situations like this happen most years, meaning Medicare premium increases as a percentage are higher than Social Security increases. A 2.8% increase on a bigger Social Security number is a bigger dollar amount than an 11% increase of a smaller Medicare number, but as multiple expense categories are going up at a higher percentage than your Social Security COLA rate, and if you are relying on Social Security only, this causes some serious financial difficulties. The average Social Security payment in the United States in 2025 was $2,008.31, and a 2.8% increase to that number means that it is about that $56 more per month mark for that individual in 2026. $2,008 is an average, so those of you watching, you could have more or less than that as your own personal benefit. If the Medicare premium increase projections are correct, that would be a $21.50 increase per month for the base Medicare Part B premium, meaning about 38% of the average person's Social Security increase just goes to pay for the Medicare premium increase. Again, the Medicare number hasn't been released yet, but as soon as it is, you can bet that we will have a video for you around that here. If you are working and taking Social Security benefits before your full retirement age, there is an earnings limit to how much you can make before they will deduct money from you. The earnings limit for workers who are younger than their full retirement age will increase from $23,400 in 2025 to $24,480 in 2026. So for every $2 above $24,480 you earn, Social Security will deduct $1 from your benefits. This changes for those of you who are reaching your full retirement age in 2026. That income limit will increase to $65,160. So Social Security deducts $1 from benefits for every $3 you earn over $65,160 until the month you reach your full retirement age. Now, when they deduct these dollars, it can look like a penalty, which, look, it doesn't feel good, but it does get added back to your benefits once you reach full retirement age. It is not exactly $1 once you hit full retirement age. They add the withheld amount to your benefits over your entire expected lifetime. So it will be a fraction of a dollar in your actual benefit, and you would need to live to a life expectancy that is normal in order to make the penalty or those deductions back. For those of you who have reached your full retirement age, there is no limit on your earnings where you'd have any money deducted from your Social Security benefits. Okay, the secret code word for those who made it this far is apple, since the cost of apples was used as an example of the CPIW. Now, Social Security benefits are funded by your tax dollars while working. But did you know that once you start taking Social Security income, it can be taxed again? We have several videos on how that works, so here is one on how your Social Security income is re-taxed. And here's a video where Zach and I go over when you should take Social Security benefits. I will see you over in one of those.